Right.
So, so in the beginning, it was my fault. Let's just say I take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It was me. Still. It was never intentional trying to like cheat on Nikki, but it was always like DMs and flirting and and like, hey, what's up, baby, and doing too much a little bit. I can't lie. I went through her little phone. She's always going through my phone, and as men,
looking for it.
As men, the women always attack us. And one thing I kind of learned is like when somebody's on you so much, it's like, what are you doing wrong? Because there's a reason behind it. Because are you trying to find me doing something wrong on purpose? Are you trying to justify something you're doing? And I felt like she was trying to justify something she had done. You know what I mean? And she never been like that bad girl. And I went through her phone, and that's personal stuff. And I saw some things that I was like, wow.
Fuck that.
Okay, yeah, so I was like, I'm good. Like, it'd never be the same. You know what I mean? Kind of like how Wiz felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot, So it was like, that's where I was at. And then, we went on a little vacation, 4th of July. Things got out of hand. Her and Tiara almost got into it. I had to break that up. Tiara's cuckoo, you know what I mean? And, and it just, the next day, we had just, broke up. And then I had a party at AOD. And I'm ready to leave. I'm dressed.
Birthday?
Birthday party, yeah. So we're all like 20, 30 deep in my house ready to go to the party. And she walks in the house with a box of chocolates. And she's like, oh, I just want to apologize and be cool. And she tricked me. She set me up, And she came in there and broke the chocolates, broke the plates. I was trying to get me to lose my cool a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it was the first time that she realized that I was really done with her. You know what I mean? So she's like, couldn't deal with it. She couldn't handle it. She's like, damn, this is really over. And when you love somebody, it doesn't matter what egos.
Really hard.
You could be talking. You could be with a janitor and then date the president. And
don't matter.
And it don't matter if you know you're wrong. It's like you feel like, damn, it was me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it was really. She got me some new plates though, paper plates.
Wait, did you still go to Did you still go to AOD?
Yeah, we went to AOD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
that.
did big. We made TMZ. Obviously.
Oh, nice.
It's crazy, And but yeah, we're cool. We made up as far as friends.
So you still managing her career even though you guys aren't together?
No. I still technically manage her, but I'm letting her do her thing. I'm not trying to hold anything over her head.
Right.
It's not that. It's not Love and Hip Hop. It's not paying that much. It's not that. It's not. You know what I mean? It was for me. It was more to manage her career, not for the money, but to get her where I got her. Like I got her from like 100,000 followers to 1.2 million in less than a year.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really, I saw her brand. She's gonna be a big brand if she plays her cards right and doesn't let Love and Hip Hop thought her out. Oof. She will be a big brand.
Okay.
But that's the problem is the show will thought you out for the ratings. You
oh hell yeah!
They don't care.
For real.
Because they live for now. Like tomorrow, you might get Young Berged. You know what I mean? The next day you might get Masika. You know what I mean? You might get cut off. Or you might quit like I did, or like Ray J quit 2-3 times.
Right, I heard about
really?
that.
Yeah. They kept bringing him back or what?
No, they just test you. The show's real testy. If they
you gotta have thick skin for that.
Yeah, any weakness. If you don't have the right buffers, management in between, they will use you, wash you up, and do whatever. You know what I mean? Like the other day I was with a couple other cast members from the show, but some of the main ones in Atlanta. I don't want to say any names, and they're like, "Oh, we don't even sleep in the same bed, or we don't even." We don't even really hang like that. And I'm like, damn, so like it's all fake.
It's all for TV.
All for TV.
I mean, I get it's propaganda, man.
So
don't believe everything you see or hear.
Hell nah. Like you can't believe everything you read on the internet.
Yeah. That's true.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can't believe all that.
But
shit.
at the end of the day, we're in a good place. We're straight. We're cool. It's relationships are always up and down. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna lie, I blame the show on completely like destroying the relationship as far as like that bond you have. Because it's like you don't know. You're like, damn, what is she filming?
Right.
Who's she with today? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's the same with you. And they put that element in there to make you kind of go after each other. It becomes like so competitive, with each other.
Matter of fact, we got you guys gonna play the song because you do have one with Tyga and YG.
Yes, the yeah. Big shout out to Jazz Laser. That's a song that actually me and my artist did jazz originally. So it's going down the clubs. My boy Mr. Marshall over there has been pumping it up
Builders.
everywhere.
Right.
Yep.
And shouts out to Tyga on the show coming up on MTV, right?
Yeah, he got a show coming out.
And my boy T-Rail is on there too. That's my guy.
Yeah, Last
T-Rail,
Kings.
It's
always Last Kings.
It's my boy, man. I've been knowing him for a long time. Before the motorcycle accident and all that.
I mean, he's a good dude, man.
Yeah, for real,
good dude.
Yeah.
And he ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all. We know each other from the streets, so not at all.
Yeah, he held Tyga down. Me and him held Tyga down through a lot of stuff.
For real, I'm already
Me and him
knowing.
are both big influence on Tyga's career.
I'm already knowing.
They going in on Tyga right now.
You know, and not to comment on that, because I feel like when you comment, when you give energy to things, you know what I'm saying, it fires them up. Tyga's just so big. You know, my brother's just so big. You know, if that's what he liked, you would have known that. You would have known that. He don't care.
Right.
If that's what he liked, he would have came out and be like, "This is what I like." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not what it is.
I don't think it is what it is.
One, let me tell you what it is. I'm gonna say this straight up. One, it's fucked up because a lot of these he/she's are very secretive and sneaky about this shit. I've met a couple people before. I'm talking about where there's 10 of us in a room smoking. I'm like, oh, that looks weird. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, listen, you can smoke with us. We don't discriminate, but like, keep it 100. You know, don't try to come in here and take pictures and sneak like you was hanging out.
I can believe
that.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if you look in the comments, the girl was asking about me in those messages, like, oh, do you tell Molly Mall about us? And it's like, Tyga's a nice person. He probably found out it was a girl, whatever it was, after a couple messages.
Right.
He never met the chick. He never hung out.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
And then after that, he's like, shit, I better be cool because I don't want her to feel like I'm prejudiced against her kind. And that's what happens. Is we get too nice and we get too kind-hearted and we try to be cool and it comes back.
Kindness for weakness.
And now hate is different. It's organized. Like, you know, somebody might hate on you within a day or two. Now they plan it out for weeks.
Yeah, hidden agenda. It's all a hidden agenda, man.
You know, let's like this picture 22 weeks ago. Let's leave this DM 10 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And then this
put
week,
it all together.
I'm on me to take out. You feel me? And it looks like a relationship. But Tyga, we all know, he loves his baby mama. Of course, he's always going to love China.
Right.
They got that, thin line between love and hate. Mm-hmm. But, he really respects, his friend / whatever you want to call the relationship. But he really, Tyga is a real dude. He's not on that bullshit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't, not to bring this up either, but the same girl was a lead girl in Drake's video. If you look at one of Drake's videos, she's a lead girl in one of his videos.
Keeping it real.
Bang, bang.
And not that Drake is any way funny at all. That's my brother. But I'm saying, like, he don't got
that's
time.
crazy, though,
He
man.
ain't casting nobody.
That's crazy.
He don't
but
know.
These motherfuckers got hidden agendas.
It could have been a talent manager that's a hater.
Of course.
It could have been whoever.
Of course. Right.
You know what I mean?
No, they do.
Yes.
I can believe it.
So you don't know.
Hidden agenda.
You don't know.
Is the thing, man.
Where reality is ready up. Keeping it real on a daily duck. Cousins N Bigg, this is what I know. DJ DZ got the music feeling grizzy. Hey, those sexy voices shirt on her. Kitty coming, red alert. They gon' make you wanna flirt, sight worth. Keeping it real with Mr. Big, Hunger Radio, you dig.